Hi, this is Forrest for Faulty Lid. Today, we're going to discuss how your positioning directly affects what your skill rating is, regardless of your mechanical aiming skills. Positioning is incredibly important in any FPS game, and Overwatch is no exception. Where you stand with your hero determines a large portion of how much damage you are likely to receive, and how much damage you are likely to output. When I watch gameplay of players in low skill rating tiers, the thing I notice right away is bad positioning. Lower level players constantly take unnecessary risks such as overextending, peeking for no reason, not taking high ground, and not grouping with their team. These bad decisions negatively affect your rank way more than you might think. You may get away with them at low elos, but those mistakes will be punished when you play against better players. If you continue making them, you'll never climb at all. Your aim can literally be an aimbot, but you'll still have difficulty climbing if you do not correct positional errors. To give you a tangible idea of what I'm talking about, let's look at an example. Player A and Player B both play Soldier 76 and defend the first point on Hanamura. Both Player A and Player B have identical aiming skill. The only difference between Player A and B is where they choose to stand. Player A stands at the choke point behind his Reinhardt's shield. Here, he can fire away at the enemy Reinhardt's shield to help his team win the shield battle. We can say he's relatively safe here because he's behind his Reinhardt's barrier. Player A also doesn't do any crazy peeks outside the gate or leave his team for no reason. After the first team fight, things are going well for Player A. His team wore down the enemy's shield first and got enough kills to make the offense retreat and regroup. However, on the next fight, things went a little differently. This time, the attacking team won the Reinhardt shield battle. The shield player A stands behind is now destroyed. The enemy Reinhardt takes advantage of this and earth shatters player A's entire team. Player A dies before he can get up and do anything about it. The enemy team rolls through and captures the first point. Now let's take a look at what player B is doing. He has the same exact mechanical skill as player A, so surely he must have lost the same team fight, right? At the start of the match, player B rocket jumps and gets on top of the building on Hanamura's first point. Here, he can fire away at the enemy Reinhardt's shield, and he has an angle to potentially pick off some of the players that stand behind the shield. He can do all the things player A can do, and more. Player B's team wins the first team fight just like player A's team did. They won the shield battle, got kills, and made the offense retreat. However, on the second push, the enemy Reinhardt once again has built up an early earth shatter. The attacking team wins the shield battle when player B's Reinhardt has his shield destroyed. The enemy Reinhardt again hammers the whole team down. Everyone except player B, of course. Player B cannot be reached on the high ground. The enemy Rein moves in, but player B rains fire on him from above and kills him. Player B's team recovers from the earth shatter. They capitalize on the man advantage that player B created. Player B's team kill any remaining enemies who cannot retreat in time. This builds up everyone's ultimates on player B's team. Their ultimate economy is now in a great position for the next push. Player B's team wins the next fight with a hammer down of their own. Thanks to player B killing the Reinhardt on the last push, he gave his own Reinhardt a chance to build his ultimate, which his team uses to win the third team fight of the match. Time now runs low for the enemy team. There is less than a minute remaining. Player B only needs to win one more team fight in order to full hold Hanamura. The attacking team is desperate now. The enemy Reinhardt charges player B's Reinhardt, and the two plummet to their death when they charge off the back of the point. The enemy team rushes in to capitalize on player B's team, who now stand out in the open. Player B's team retreats to the point, but they are in trouble. The enemy team has a real shot to win this 5v5. Player B activates his tactical visor, and his Ana gives him a nano boost. His high ground vantage point gives the enemy nowhere to hide and no good way to punish player B. Player B vaporizes the enemy team with his nano visor. He and his team survive and hold the first point. I want to stress that there is zero difference between player A and player B other than the fact that one chose a better place to stand and shoot. Of course, we can clearly see that player A and player B had totally different outcomes. Player A now has to defend Hanamura's second point for about 6 minutes. His team doesn't have very many ultimates built up, and the enemy team is about to roll through with most of theirs. Meanwhile, player B never lost the first point. His positioning allowed him to protect his team and give them the chance to build up their ultimates before the offense could. Simply standing in a different spot completely changes the momentum and the outcome of the match. There is nothing stopping player A from being player B. All he has to do is learn the best positions to be in for every map in the game. If you're a player who struggles to rank up or has hit a wall, then I truly believe you can do the same. I chose this example because I think many people may not see anything wrong with player A's positioning. I think it's easy to self-diagnose when you overextend or put yourself out of position doing something crazy. Most of us understand when we're doing something blatantly stupid. What's harder to recognize is when we're doing something well, but we could actually be doing it a lot better. Player A had decent positioning. Player B had excellent positioning. Their results and eventually their skill rating reflect that. Player B took the time to learn the best positioning for his hero, and now he's going to win more games because of it. All by simply learning where the best spot to stand is. What I want you to do after watching this video is to think about your own positioning. Are you really in the best spots with your heroes? Are you sure? If you're struggling to rank up and you're positioning purely based on what you typically see people at your rank do, then you're probably not in the best position. Like player A, you may use good positions, but really, you want to be like player B and use great positions. Figuring out the best positions on your own for all your heroes is not easy. It takes a lot of experimentation and things can change as you increase your skill rank. Positions that may have worked well for you in Platinum might not cut it when you hit Diamond. Luckily, you don't really have to figure out the best positions on your own. There's an entire community of high-level players who have discovered these tricks already. They're out there and you just have to go look for the information. I highly recommend finding a Grandmaster, Top 500, or Pro player to watch and learn from for each of the heroes that you play in competitive. Take note of where these players position and how they move around. Try to diagnose why they make the positioning decisions that they make and what allows them to position where they do. You should do this exercise for every hero you play and for each map. You want to know exactly what your best positioning options are at all times. High-level players are a cheat sheet for this knowledge. If you're serious about ranking up, then you must critically assess your own game. You need to work on turning your okay positioning into excellent positioning. Then, like player B, you can snowball situations into your favor that would have otherwise snowballed against you. If you enjoyed the video, then please like and subscribe. Be sure to hit the bell button next to subscribe to get a notification whenever our page posts a video. Follow us on Twitter at FaultyLidGaming. This has been Forrest with Faulty Lid, and I'll see you next time.